Welcome to the fascinating world of genetics. Genetics is the branch of biology that studies how traits are passed from parents to offspring. It helps us understand why we look the way we do, why some diseases run in families, and even how species evolve over time. From the color of your eyes to your blood type, genetics plays a crucial role in shaping who you are. In this video, we'll explore the basics of genetics, key concepts, and how this science impacts our daily lives. Let's begin our journey by understanding what genetics really means and why it's so important. Story of genetics took a giant leap forward with the discovery of DNA. In the mid-20th century, scientists James Watson and Francis Crick, along with Rosalind Franklin's crucial work, revealed the double helix structure of DNA. This discovery unlocked the secret code that carries genetic information in all living things. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is like a blueprint for building and maintaining an organism. Understanding DNA has revolutionized medicine, agriculture, and even forensic science. Let's see how this discovery changed our understanding of life itself. Genes are the fundamental units of heredity. Each gene is a segment of DNA that contains instructions for making proteins which perform most life functions. Humans have about 20,000 to 25,000 genes, and each one plays a specific role in your body. Some genes determine visible traits like hair color, while others control less obvious functions such as how your body processes food. Genes are passed from parents to children, which is why family members often share similar features. Let's dive deeper into how genes work and why they're so important. Genes are organized into structures called chromosomes. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46 in each cell. Each parent contributes one chromosome to each pair, which is why you inherit traits from both sides of your family. Chromosomes ensure that DNA is accurately copied and distributed during cell division. Sometimes, changes in chromosome number or structure can lead to genetic disorders. Understanding chromosomes helps us see the bigger picture of how genetic information is stored and passed on. Foundation of genetics was laid by Gregor Mendel, an Austrian monk who experimented with pea plants in the 1800s. Mendel discovered the basic principles of heredity by observing how traits like flower color and seed shape were passed from one generation to the next. His work introduced the concepts of dominant and recessive traits, which are still used today to explain how genes are inherited. Mendel's experiments showed that inheritance follows specific patterns, forming the basis of modern genetics. And traits are dominant, meaning they will show up if at least one copy of the gene is present. Others are recessive and only appear if both copies are the same. For example, brown eyes are usually dominant over blue eyes. This explains why two brown-eyed parents can have a blue-eyed child if both carry the recessive gene. Understanding dominant and recessive traits helps us predict how certain characteristics may appear in future generations. Phenotype refers to the genetic makeup of an organism, the specific combination of genes it carries. Phenotype is the observable traits like height or eye color that result from the genotype interacting with the environment. Two people can have the same phenotype but different genotypes, or vice versa. This distinction is important in genetics because it helps explain why not all inherited traits are visible and how environment can influence genetic expression. Life to continue, cells must divide and create new cells. Before this happens, DNA must be copied exactly, a process called DNA replication. During replication, the double helix unwinds, and each strand serves as a template for a new strand. This ensures that each new cell has the same genetic information as the original. Mistakes in replication can lead to mutations, which sometimes cause diseases or drive evolution. DNA replication is a marvel of precision and efficiency. Mutations are changes in the DNA sequence. They can happen naturally or be caused by environmental factors like radiation. Some mutations have no effect, while others can lead to diseases or beneficial traits. Mutations are a source of genetic variation, which is essential for evolution and adaptation. Without mutations, all members of a species would be genetically identical, making it harder to survive changes in the environment. Genetic traits can be inherited in different ways. Some follow simple Mendelian patterns, while others are more complex. Autosomal dominant and recessive inheritance, X-linked inheritance, and mitochondrial inheritance are just a few examples. Understanding these patterns helps doctors predict the risk of inherited diseases and counselors guide families. Each pattern has its own rules, but all are based on the same fundamental principles of genetics. Among the 23 pairs of human chromosomes, one pair determines biological sex, the X and Y chromosomes. Females have two X chromosomes, while males have one X and one Y. These chromosomes carry genes that influence sexual development and some inherited conditions. For example, color blindness is more common in males because the gene is carried on the X chromosome. Understanding sex chromosomes helps explain differences in inheritance between males and females. Sometimes changes in genes or chromosomes can lead to genetic disorders. These conditions can be inherited or occur spontaneously. Examples include cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, and Down syndrome. Some disorders are caused by a single gene, while others involve multiple genes or chromosomes. Advances in genetics have improved our ability to diagnose and sometimes treat these conditions, offering hope to affected families. Genetic testing allows doctors to look for changes in genes or chromosomes that may cause disease. These tests can help diagnose conditions, predict risk, and guide treatment. For example, genetic testing can identify carriers of certain diseases or help match cancer patients with targeted therapies. While genetic testing offers many benefits, it also raises ethical questions about privacy and how results are used. Gene therapy is an exciting area of medicine that aims to treat or prevent disease by correcting faulty genes. Scientists use various techniques to insert, remove, or alter genetic material within a person's cells. While still experimental for many conditions, gene therapy has already shown promise in treating certain inherited disorders and some types of cancer. This field continues to grow, offering hope for new cures in the future. Genomics is the study of all an organism's genes, known as the genome. Advances in technology now allow scientists to sequence entire genomes quickly and affordably. This has led to the rise of big data in genetics, where massive amounts of information are analyzed to find patterns and connections. Genomics is helping us understand complex diseases, develop personalized medicine, and even trace human ancestry. But genetics is the study of changes in gene expression that don't involve changes to the DNA sequence itself. Environmental factors like diet, stress, and toxins can turn genes on or off, affecting how they work. These changes can sometimes be passed to future generations. Epigenetics is a rapidly growing field that's changing how we think about inheritance and disease. Genetic engineering involves directly modifying an organism's DNA to achieve desired traits. This technology is used in agriculture to create crops that resist pests or tolerate harsh conditions. In medicine, genetic engineering helps produce insulin and other important drugs. While the possibilities are exciting, genetic engineering also raises ethical and environmental concerns that society must address. CRISPR is a powerful tool that allows scientists to edit genes with incredible precision. It works like molecular scissors, cutting DNA at specific locations so genes can be added, removed, or changed. CRISPR has revolutionized genetic research and holds promise for treating genetic diseases, improving crops, and more. However, it also raises important ethical questions about how far we should go in editing life. Genetics has transformed agriculture by enabling the development of crops with improved yield, resistance to pests, and tolerance to environmental stresses. Through selective breeding and genetic engineering, farmers can grow plants that are better suited to their needs. These advances help feed a growing global population but also spark debates about genetically modified organisms, GMOs, and food safety. Genetics plays a vital role in modern medicine. Doctors use genetic information to diagnose diseases, predict risk, and choose the best treatments. Personalized medicine tailors care to each patient's unique genetic makeup. Genetic research has led to breakthroughs in cancer treatment, rare disease diagnosis, and even the development of vaccines. The future of medicine is increasingly shaped by our understanding of genetics. Forensic genetics uses DNA analysis to solve crimes and identify individuals. Every person's DNA is unique, making it a powerful tool for law enforcement. DNA evidence can link suspects to crime scenes, identify victims, and even exonerate the innocent. Advances in forensic genetics have made investigations more accurate and reliable, but they also raise questions about privacy and data security. Genetics is central to understanding evolution. Mutations and genetic variation provide the raw material for natural selection, driving the evolution of species over time. By studying DNA, scientists can trace the evolutionary history of organisms and uncover how life on Earth has changed. Genetics helps explain both the unity and diversity of living things. Human Genome Project was a landmark international effort to map all the genes in human DNA. Completed in 2003, it provided a reference for understanding genetic diseases, human evolution, and more. The project's data has fueled countless discoveries and continues to shape research today. It marked the beginning of a new era in genetics and personalized medicine. Genetic counseling helps individuals and families understand their genetic risks. Counselors explain test results, discuss inheritance patterns, and support decision-making about health and family planning. This service is especially important for people with a family history of genetic disorders or those considering genetic testing. Genetic counseling empowers people to make informed choices about their health. Rapid progress in genetics raises important ethical questions. Who owns genetic information? How should it be used? Issues like genetic privacy, discrimination, and designer bobbies are hotly debated. Scientists, lawmakers, and society must work together to ensure that genetic advances benefit everyone while respecting individual rights and values. Genetic testing can reveal information about your ancestry and family history. By comparing your DNA to databases from around the world, scientists can trace your roots and connect you to distant relatives. This has made genealogy more accessible and personal. However, it also raises questions about privacy and the accuracy of ancestry tests. Genes influence not only physical traits but also behavior. Studies show that genetics can affect personality, intelligence, and even the risk of mental health conditions. However, environment and upbringing also play a major role. The interplay between genes and environment is complex, and scientists are still unraveling how much each contributes to who we are. Some people inherit genes that increase their risk for certain diseases like cancer or heart disease. Knowing your genetic risk can help you take preventive steps such as lifestyle changes or regular screenings. However, having a risk gene doesn't guarantee you'll get the disease. Environment and other factors also matter. Genetics is just one piece of the health puzzle. Pharmacogenomics studies how genes affect a person's response to drugs. This field aims to develop personalized medicines that are safer and more effective. By understanding genetic differences, doctors can choose the right drug and dose for each patient. Pharmacogenomics is already improving treatment for conditions like cancer and depression. Genes and environment work together to shape who we are. While genes provide the blueprint, environmental factors like nutrition, exercise, and exposure to toxins can influence how genes are expressed. This interaction explains why identical twins can have differences despite having the same DNA. Understanding this relationship is key to improving health and preventing disease. Genetic drift is a process where chance events cause changes in gene frequencies in a population. Unlike natural selection, which is driven by survival advantages, genetic drift is random. It can have a big impact in small populations, leading to the loss or fixation of certain genes. Genetic drift is one of the key mechanisms of evolution, alongside mutation and selection. Population genetics studies how genes vary within and between groups of organisms. It looks at factors like mutation, selection, genetic drift, and migration. This field helps scientists understand how populations evolve, adapt, and sometimes go extinct. Population genetics is also important for conservation efforts as it guides strategies to protect endangered species. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell, and they have their own DNA, separate from the DNA in the nucleus. Mitochondrial DNA is inherited only from the mother, making it useful for tracing maternal ancestry. Mutations in mitochondrial DNA can cause certain diseases. Studying mitochondrial DNA has provided insights into human evolution and migration. Genetic markers are specific DNA sequences that can be used to identify individuals or track inheritance. They are important tools in research, medicine, and forensics. Genetic markers help scientists map genes, study populations, and diagnose diseases. Their discovery has made genetic analysis faster and more accurate. Genetic mapping is the process of determining the location of genes on a chromosome. This helps scientists understand how traits are inherited and identify genes linked to diseases. Genetic maps are used in research, breeding programs, and medicine. Advances in technology have made genetic mapping faster and more precise than ever before. No two people are genetically identical except for identical twins. Genetic variation is what makes each person unique. It affects everything from appearance to disease risk. Studying genetic variation helps scientists understand human diversity, trace ancestry, and develop personalized medicine. Embracing our genetic differences is key to advancing health and science. Cancer is often caused by changes in genes that control cell growth. Some people inherit genes that increase their risk, while others develop mutations during their lifetime. Understanding the genetic basis of cancer has led to new treatments and prevention strategies. Genetic testing can help identify those at risk and guide personalized care. Many rare diseases are caused by mutations in a single gene. These conditions can be difficult to diagnose and treat, but advances in genetics are making a difference. Genetic testing and research are helping doctors find answers for patients with rare diseases, leading to better care and new hope for families. Prenatal genetic testing can detect certain genetic conditions before a baby is born. These tests help parents and doctors prepare for possible health issues and make informed decisions. While prenatal testing offers many benefits, it also raises ethical questions about choice and privacy. Advances in technology are making these tests safer and more accurate. Personalized nutrition uses genetic information to create diet plans tailored to an individual's needs. Some people process nutrients differently due to their genes. By understanding these differences, nutritionists can recommend diets that improve health and prevent disease. Personalized nutrition is an emerging field that combines genetics, health, and lifestyle. Genes play a role in how we age and our risk for age-related diseases. Some people inherit genes that help them live longer, while others may be more prone to conditions like Alzheimer's. Research into the genetics of aging is uncovering ways to promote healthy aging and extend lifespan. This field holds promise for improving quality of life as we grow older. Genetics affects many aspects of our daily lives, from the food we eat to the medicines we take. It helps explain why we react differently to drugs, why some people are lactose intolerant, and even why we have certain allergies. As genetic research advances, it will continue to shape our choices and improve our well-being. Future of genetics is full of possibilities. New technologies are making it easier to read, edit, and understand DNA. We may soon see cures for genetic diseases, more personalized medicine, and even the ability to prevent certain conditions before they start. As we move forward, it's important to balance innovation with ethical responsibility. Despite incredible progress, genetics still faces many challenges. These include understanding complex diseases, ensuring privacy, and addressing ethical concerns. There are also technical hurdles like interpreting vast amounts of genetic data. Overcoming these challenges will require collaboration among scientists, doctors, and society as a whole. Genetics is a powerful science that touches every aspect of life. From understanding our origins to developing new treatments, genetics is transforming medicine, agriculture, and society. As we continue to unlock the secrets of DNA, we must use this knowledge wisely and ethically. The journey of genetics is just beginning, and its impact will only grow in the years to come.